Hello and welcome back in this fine green morning. This is the ZF Super Eco Hatchback. Yes, this is a Super Eco Hatchback made specifically for day driving, city driving with using the least amount of fuel. As you can see, I've chosen this chassis, which is aluminium monocoque with a light advanced high strength steel chassis material, front transverse engine placement, McPherson strut front suspension, multi-links in the rear, zero quality on the chassis. Moving on, this is the heart of the the Super Eco ZF. It's an inline 4 aluminium block, 72.6mm on the bore, 96.8mm on the stroke, which equals 1.6 liter or 1603 cc engine. Dual overhead camshafts with 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium head materials with variable valve lift technology, cast iron crank, cast connecting rods, and low friction cast pistons, so I can give it that extra oomph on the fuel efficiency. +1 quality here, as you can see. 9.5 to 1 is the compression ratio, with 35 on the cam profile, 50 on the variable valve lift profile. I'm using also variable valve timing on all cams. Zero quality here. Turbocharger or single turbocharger with ball bearing internals, 136 supporting intercooler. As you can see, 34mm is the size of the compressor, 26.5mm on the turbine size, 0.815 is the AR ratio, and the boost is 7.81 psi. Zero quality here. Moving on, the fuel system is direct fuel injection, throttle per cylinder or individual throttle bodies, standard intake manifold and intake system. Premium 95 octane is needed here, as you can see. And yes, new video from Mighty Commerce. That's awesome. Okay. Moving on, as you can see, the air fuel ratio is 15.0, which is the least and the leanest amount of fuel. Let's see. No, actually, it will lose fuel efficiency this way because we have extra 0.5 of octane. Let's see how can we fill this gap. No compression. No, the engine starting off. Not good. I think it's... No, we cannot fill it. No, let's keep it this way. I don't want to ruin the engine. Let's see, maybe extra. No. Okay, let's keep it this way. Alright, 98 is the ignition timing. As you can see, very advanced. 6000 is the RPM limit. +1 quality here. Single exhaust pipe with 2.2 inch is the exhaust diameter, or 57.4mm. I'm using high flow 3-way catalytic converter with reverse flow for the first muffler and straight through for the second muffler with bypass valves. +1 quality here, and this is the final result. 102.2 horsepower at 6000 rpm, 142.7 pound-feet of torque at 2100 rpm. As you can see, the engine is reliable, the service cost is very low, and yes, the fuel economy or the fuel efficiency is 40%. Yes, 40%, which is very high. I'm using nearly all the octane. The engine is clean, the emissions are low, the engine is quiet, responsive, and of course it has good smoothness to it. It's fairly lightweight because it's made from aluminium, but the internals are made from cast iron and cast aluminium. So yes, it's in between medium heavy and lightweight. It's in between. The engineering time is medium, which is great. The production units are low, which is also great. Everything is perfect about this engine, as you can see. As you can see, everything on the torque and the RPM, all the internals are in green. The flow bench detect that the compressor and the turbine are restricting a little bit of air, and the intercooler, of course, is restricting. If you are wondering why I'm not using a bigger intercooler, of course, if I want to use a bigger intercooler, I will make more horsepower out of this engine, but it will lose fuel efficiency. It will drop to 39, 38. I don't want that. Also, the compressor and the turbine, as you can see, this size for the compressor and this size for the turbine and the AR ratio and the boost, all of these are set perfectly so I can get the most amount of fuel efficiency. Now let's fire up this baby here and see how it will sound. As you can see, it sounds very quiet, very elegant at idle, of course. The engine is very responsive. I mean, the responsibility of it is immediate when you push the throttle, but the sound of it, I mean, it's fairly normal. It's not, there is nothing special about it. I mean, it doesn't have really any sporty noise, but as you can see, it has the famous individual throttle bodies. That's why the throttle response is very high. And that, I mean, throttle per cylinder or individual throttle bodies is, I mean, it's a great option to put on any engine. I mean, it's a little bit expensive to make, and the linkage for the throttles is a little bit complicated, but the result is absolutely sublime, which is great. Now let me put this engine inside the vehicle. As you can see, this is the body that I chose, 2003 hatchback, a little bit tiny with 2 doors only, zero quality on the body and the fixtures. As you can see, I've chosen this custom eco green color for the body and for the brake calipers. As you can see, moving on, these are the fixtures that I chose. These twin headlights, this grille and this huge front grille in the front, so I can give it that mad style. These fog lights, the front logo, side mirrors, door handles with keyholes for the locks, and the fuel door or fuel filler cap. These tail lights, the license plate holder, single exhaust pipe, and the antenna on the roof. Pretty much simple. Now let's move on. As you can see, I'm using front wheel drive transverse drive type, advanced automatic or automatic gearbox with 8 speed or 8 ratios. The top speed on the gearbox is 202 kilometers per hour. The spacing is only 14, which is very low, so I can give it the least amount of wheel spin and the quickest 0 to 100 time. As you can see, it can go from 0 to 100 in 9.1 seconds. I know that it's not really a sports car. It's a city eco car. As you can see, this is what I aimed for. This market here. And you can say also I aimed for the commuter budget and the city budget. So, but the city budget is the 29% only they can afford it. 29% only they can afford it. That's it. And the commuter budget, only 33% can afford it, and the fun budget 35%. So as you can see, I aimed for the city eco because 74% can afford it, and they are loving it. 132.5 selling points. I'm using geared limited slip differential in front. Yes, limited slip differential for a 100 horsepower engine. It's a little bit crazy, but I mean, the customers love it, and it made a significant difference here in wheel spin. That's why I chose it. Zero quality on the transmission. And let me explain something. When I say zero quality, that doesn't mean that it's a bad quality. No, this is normal quality. If I want to go bad, I will drop it to -15, and if I want to make it extremely high-end quality, I will increase it to +15. Zero is just normally in between. I'm using radial hard long life tires with 160 in front, 160 in the rear. Yes, they are pretty much tiny. 560 is the tire diameter, 13-inch rims. Yeah, as you can see, 40 is the front offset. Yes, we have a huge offset in front, zero offset in the rear. Alloy rims with +1 quality. I'm using ventilated single piston 240mm discs in front, drums SLS in the rear with 250mm is the drum brake size. 49 is the pad type with 61% of the power brakes or the brake power to the front, 39% to the rear with zero quality. Polyclad under tray is the aerodynamics for this vehicle, and cooling flaps are needed here, so I can give it that extra fuel mileage. As you can see, we are now topped at 69 69.1 mpg, which is extremely high for a fuel, like for an internal combustion engine, because this is not a hybrid. There are no electronic engines or batteries or any kind of this nonsense. But as you can see, it only has that inline 4 in front with 1.6 liter turbo, and it's capable to do 69.1 mpg, which is very high, and I'm really happy with the end result. As you can see, I'm using 55 on the engine cooling airflow. The brakes airflow is 100, so I can eliminate the brake fading. +1 quality here on the aerodynamics. As you can see, I'm using 4 seats, not 5, because the car is tiny, and when I chose a bench in the rear so I can give it a 5 seat, the customers hated it. That's why I've chosen 4. I'm using standard interior with basic infotainment system. If you are wondering what is standard, what does standard means, you can pause the video right now so you can read what kind of options, and you can pause it here again so you can continue reading. And if you are wondering what basic infotainment means, you can pause the video right now so you can know what kind of options we have. 0 quality here. Moving on, I'm using electric variable power steering. Yes, I know this is a little bit advanced, but the customers loved it. Like when I switched from variable hydraulic to variable electric, extra 10 points were added here. Can you imagine that? 10 points from 122 to 132 just by switching from variable to electric. Electronic stability control is needed here. The customers want that. +1 quality, the customers also wanted that. Standard 10s, safety with 0 quality here. I'm using progressive springs with gas monotube, dampers and passive sway bars. This is a very custom setup of suspension because I want to keep it a little bit on the low side, because there is a bug in the game that if I chose the comfort or normal or even sport, the ride height will be extremely high on top, and it will make this vehicle looks like an SUV. That's why I made a very custom suspension tune, so I can accommodate good sporty points, good comfortable points, and also keep the customers happy and give it that normally looking car with normal suspension travel and normal wheel gap. Yes, because I don't want to make it look like an SUV. And of course, I hate when we have a warning light of the cargo, or what call this, the cargo warning light, and that warning light indicates that the front load capacity is very low. As you can see, with 4 passengers and 60 kg of cargo, we still have 46 kg of of spare weight in the front and 848 of rear load capacity, even with the passengers inside the car and 60 kg of cargo in it. And that is perfect, because we don't have any warning lights about the load capacity. The only stupid warning light we have here is the engine bay is very full, because actually the engine is not big. The engine is perfect for this setup. But when you choose turbocharged, when you choose a turbocharger with an intercooler in front, whatever size of intercooler, even the smallest one will set off a warning light here. So that's a bug, they should fix it. Now, as you can see, the cambers are positive half a degree in front, negative 1 degree in the rear. The spring stiffness are 240 front and rear. The dampers are 140 in the front, 160 in the rear. Sway bar stiffness are 4200 in front, 4800 in the rear. The ride height is 180.4 millimeters with 0 quality. Pretty much normal. As you can see, the top speed of this vehicle is 188 km/h, which is perfect for a city car. The 0 to 100 time is 9.06, you can say 9 seconds. The quarter mile time is 16 seconds. Of course, you will not take this vehicle to a quarter mile Of course not. It will look ridiculous over there with this green color, and next to a V8 Commodore or a Chevy or a Chevelle SS with a blower on that V8. No. This is a city eco driving car. As you can see, there is no brake fading whatsoever, which is perfect. The stopping distance is pretty much normal. Aerodynamics are not really great because it will not reach 200 kilometers per hour, and this vehicle will not see a test track. That's why the aerodynamics are pretty much also normal. This vehicle is very lightweight, 886 kilograms only, very lightweight. The weight distribution is nearly perfect. You can say 53% to the front, yes, and 46 to the rear, pretty much normal. The power to weight distribution, the power to weight ratio is, well, not so much great. I mean, the engine is only producing 100 horsepower, so this is not a sporty vehicle, so I don't care here. You can tow behind it nearly 1.5 tons. You can tow that, which is great. Can you imagine a tiny car like this towing 1.5 ton behind it? And you can put 336 kilograms of cargo in it, which is perfect. Now let me show you how much it will cost. It will cost you, only with 10% profits to the company, $13,200, which is extremely cheap. You will get 69.1 mpg, a 100 horsepower engine in front, 140 pound-feet of torque, a limited slip differential in front, disc in front, drums in the rear, standard interior, basic entertainment system, good safety. The vehicle is very lightweight. It has advanced technologies in it, like for example the rear suspension is multi-link, which is very advanced, and the front is McPherson struts. So yes, it's a pretty much I mean, the value of this vehicle is pretty much perfect. I mean, it's a good value for money. Everything is good. Give me something bad about it. There is nothing bad. So now let's run it around the test track so we can see what kind of time it will get. As you can see, I already run it around this Top Gear test track, and it did it in 1 minute 38.62, which is not much quick, but it's perfect. I mean, this is not a sports car, it's a city driving car. But alright, let's run it again so you can hear it and see how much time it will make and how it will do. As you can see, it did it in 138.62, same as before, and I'm really happy with the result. I mean, there is no point of running it around the automation, but let me show you what kind of time it will do. It will do it in 2 minutes 42.45, pretty much slow. I'm not gonna show that because it will take very long time to do, but I mean, let's get to the point here. I mean, a lot of these vehicles in real life comes from the comes from the factory with tiny engines, 3 cylinders, 3-cylinder turbo, or 60 horsepower, 70 horsepower, 80 horsepower. I mean, this is 100 horsepower. 100 horsepower for an 800 kilograms vehicle is a lot. I mean, in real life, can you imagine putting your foot down and it will go? It's not slow. It's not slow. It will go in the city. I mean, as you saw on the test track here, on that one, on the airfield one, I mean, it was going around 160 kilograms on this bend here, and it was going 160, 170. I mean, when I run it around, when I did run it around this automation test track here, it did 174 in this straight line here, and 174 is nearly the top speed of this vehicle. I mean, yes, this is a quick vehicle. It's not really slow, and all of this madness and all of this goodness are only for $13,200, which is cheap. I mean, I would buy it. Can you imagine in real life this kind of vehicle? I mean, normal petrol engine with 69.1 mpg, and all of this goodness is for 13,200. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, this has been the ZF Super Eco. If you enjoyed the video, press that like button. If you are new, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it. It will be perfect to hear your comments below. And if you want to share your thoughts, you can add me on my Snapchat. My Snap code is available on my channel. You can add me. You can show me your vehicle. You can request videos. We can do whatever you want, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you very, very soon. And of course, goodbye.